we learned about the circulatory system, right? And one thing that you need to understand with in a circulatory system, as I've said before, that during circulation, it is sort of like washing a cloth that is dirty. When I have worn this cloth and then I take it off when I'm dirty, I put it in the washing machine. I make sure that it dries afterwards, and then I will wear the clothes again. So that is a circulation, because it circulates over and over again. So during the blood circulation, there are a few things that we need to understand. We need to understand the routine. We have what? We have the systole. What do we mean by the systole? Systole, it is whereby there are contractions. And there are contractions. Where are those contractions? It might be atrial contractions, or it might also be ventricular contractions. But we need to understand what is happening in the systole, in the atrial systole. Okay? Firstly, we need to understand what's here. In the atrial systole, the blood that is coming from the exterior parts, from all over the body, I mean the blood that came through the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, will come through inner, will come into the atria, and then when there is a contraction, that's when the sound lap is made. The contraction will cause what? The contraction in the contractions that happen. Let me just draw a diagram to explain all of this. And we said our heart is divided into 4. The contractions takes place here, Gopina, in the tricuspid valve. And it takes place in the tricuspid valve. When it contracts, when the atria contracts, it prevents the blood to flow from the atria into the ventricle. That's when the contraction. And when that happens, that's exactly when you will hear the sound lap. And we also have what? We also have a diastole. What happens during a diastole? During a diastole, it is exactly when the blood relaxes. It is a relaxation of the ventricles and the blood is able to pass. So during a diastole, what will happen here? The tricuspid valve will open and then will relax, and the blood will be able to flow from here to from the ventricle out into the pulmonary artery, where the blood will be passed into the lungs, and then gaseous exchange will occur. After a gaseous exchange, the clean blood, what do I mean by that? The blood with oxygen, oxygenated blood will come from the lungs down into the will come into the lungs, and then will come through the left atrium, and then when it comes from to the left atrium through the vein, the pulmonary veins, the blood will then pass the bicuspid valve. It's the bicuspid valve. It will pass the bicuspid valve, and then go to the left ventricle. When it goes to this ventricle, it will then pass way. It will then go back to what? To all parts of the body through the aorta. It will then go to all parts of the body. So this is basically what happens during the systole and the diastole, and this takes place in seconds. It takes place in seconds. That's why you will hear the heartbeat making the noise too many times in your body.